The Avengers Day Off. The Avengers had been battling one supervillain after another. They'd fought Madam Hydra, Loki, and the Masters of Evil. They've saved New York City and the world more times than they could count. But today was going to be different. Tony Stark had invited all the Avengers to join him atop his famous Stark Tower for a day off. With no supervillains to fight or people to save, they were excited to do something they rarely did. Relax. I'm not sure all of us taking off on the same day is a wise idea, Tony, Captain America said, when everyone had changed out of their superhero uniforms. What if we're needed? Let the other heroes worry about protecting the city today, Tony said. We need a day off. Tony turned to Bruce Banner. Today is a total relaxation day, especially for you. No hulking out. Now, let's eat, drink, and have some fun. Soon, the mighty Avengers were happily eating hot dogs, hamburgers, and corn on the cob. After lunch, the friends kicked off an intense game of volleyball. Thor did his best to not to use his super strength when serving. Usually. When the game was over, Tony brought his friends to the edge of the pool and told them to look down. Slowly, a solid covering rolled over the pool. Check this out, Tony began. The floor rolls back and forth. Below is a state-of-the-art Olympic-sized pool, complete with rafts, bodyboards, and built-in speakers. And it's heated, of course. And above is the perfect deck. Tony hit a switch and the pool cover disappeared again. I could get used to this, Falcon said, jumping into the water. The other Avengers quickly joined him. They swam and floated and truly began to relax. That was when the alarm sounded. The Avengers looked at the sky. Crimson Dynamo was rocketing toward them. This is a private party, Tony yelled. I'm not here as a guest, the supervillain replied, landing with a thud on the roof. Instantly, Hawkeye and Black Widow jumped out of the pool. Hawkeye ran for his bow while Black Widow took a defensive stance. Stop, Tony called out. No powers or abilities. It's our day off. Your day off? Crimson Dynamo asked, not believing what he'd heard. Boy, did we pick the right time to attack. We? Falcon asked, wondering who was with him. Just then, a massive electric spark crackled across the roof. Whiplash, with his electric whips in hand, leaped over the edge of the roof. Tony noticed Bruce Banner tensing up. Whoa, easy, big guy, he said. Bruce Banner took a deep breath and tried to remain calm, but Thor had had enough. He raised his hand, signaling for Mjolnir. The magical hammer flew across the rooftop and landed in his grip, ready for action. Wait, said Tony. Put down your hammer, Thor. I've already contacted S.H.I.E.L.D. We don't need to fight them. We just need to keep them here. We can still have our day off. That's what you think, Whiplash said. Crimson Dynamo fired blasts from his armor while Whiplash cracked his whips toward the pool, sending an electric current through the water. The Avengers jumped out of the pool in the nick of time. Tony pressed a button and the floor began to slide back over the pool. As the smoke cleared, Bruce's eyes began to turn green. Black Widow quickly put her hand on his shoulder. Calm down, Bruce. Remember your training. But Black Widow's advice didn't seem to be working. Imagine yourself on a peaceful beach, she continued in a calm voice as electric blasts crackled around her. Without supervillains, she added. Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash intensified their attack. The fools aren't using their powers, Crimson Dynamo yelled. Tony turned to his friends. I think it's time our uninvited guests enjoyed a little volleyball and a dip in the pool, he said. Tony grabbed the volleyball net and threw it to Falcon and Hawkeye. The Avengers unfurled it and ran as wide as they could, catching both villains in the net. You think a mere net will stop us? Whiplash asked. Well, it is an unbreakable net, Tony replied. Our volleyball games can be a bit intense. I didn't want the game called on account of poor equipment, he smiled. With the villains momentarily distracted, Cap threw a frisbee at the controls for the pool. It was a direct hit. The floor began to roll back, revealing the heated pool below. With a loud splash, the supervillains fell into the giant pool. As Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash bobbed in the water, Tony quickly hit the switch to cover the pool. They'll be safe in there until the S.H.I.E.L.D. agents arrive, which should be any minute now, he said. Later, after Crimson Dynamo and Whiplash had been taken away, the Avengers went back to lounging by the pool. I'm proud of you for not using your powers to stop those chuckleheads. We took care of 'em the old-fashioned way, by outsmarting them, and we can still enjoy our day off," Tony said. "I don't know," Bruce Banner replied. "That was a very stressful day. I think I need a day off from my day off." And with that, the Avengers went back to doing nothing. The end. I love you.